Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss another topic from the sheet number 2, that is the epicycloid. An epicycloid is a curve traced by a point on the circumference of a circle along which another circle rolls on it without slipping. So for that we are taking a problem. So the problem is we have to draw an epicycloid of a circle of diameter 50 mm which rolls outside a circle of diameter 180 mm for one revolution. Also draw a tangent and a normal to the epicycloid at a point 135 mm from the center of the directing circle. Now, before drawing the diagram, first we will discuss a roughly figure. We have to draw roughly figures in this. We will discuss about that and we will do some calculations in this. So the first thing is an epicycloid. We know what an epicycloid. So first we will go for that. So we have to draw the directing circle first. This is the directing center of the circle. Now we are dividing this one. Another circle of 50 mm, another circle or a roller whose diameter is 50 mm is rolling on another bigger roller outside. Suppose this is another circle which we are drawing here whose diameter is 50 mm. For example, here the dia 50 mm for this one, and this is also dia of 180 mm. So whenever a smaller roller rolls on the bigger roller for one complete revolution, what is the angular distance covered by the smaller circle? That we have to find. So for that, suppose from the directing circle I am taking this as the half of the 180 mm. That is nothing but the radius. So I am taking from here to here, suppose 90 mm. So this is the directing center of the circle. That is nothing but the directing circle. And from here I am taking this as the point O. This is I am taking as a P. This is the point which I am taking as a point P. Now, whatever the angular distance covered by the smaller roller on the bigger one for one complete revolution, we have to find out the angular distance. To find out the angular distance, we have to go for the formula, that is nothing but theta is equal to 360 degree into smaller r by capital R. This formula is used to find out the angular distance. So here we know that theta is equal to 360 degree in smaller. The radius of the smaller circle is 25 mm. And the radius of the directing circle, that is nothing but the larger roller, is 180 mm. That is nothing but 180 divided by 2 is nothing but 90. So here if we calculate this one, we will get 9 1 the 9 4. 4 into 25 is nothing but 100 degrees. Now the angular distance covered by the smaller roller for one complete revolution is 100 degrees. So we have to draw the epicycloidal curve for 100 degrees. Because of that smaller roller rolls for 100 degrees for one complete revolution. The angular distance is 100 degrees. Now we will start our problem here. First we will draw the center of the directing circle, that is nothing but our O. Now from this we have to draw a line, that is nothing but a radius of 90 mm. So this is nothing but our P. Now the distance OP is equal to 90 mm that is nothing but the capital R, radius of the larger roller. Now, after that, we have to draw OQ. OQ is nothing but the angular distance from P to Q. Now, OQ is also 90 mm. Now, the theta between angle POQ is equal to 100 degrees. From here, I will draw one more line, that's nothing but our Q, and the angle should be 100 degree. As we know that OP is nothing but 90 mm, that is nothing but OQ is also equal to 90 mm because both are the same radius, and the angle POQ is nothing but 100 degree, which is nothing but the angular distance covered by the smaller roller. Now, after that, we have to extend this line OP from P to C. P to C by 25 mm. Now, we know that PC is equal to 25 mm. That is nothing but the radius of the smaller roller. Now, after that, we have to draw the circle by taking the radius as 25 mm. By taking the radius as 25 mm. Now, after that, we have to divide this circle into 12 equal half. That's nothing but, first of all, we will draw this diagram. This is our P. This is nothing but our point P. Now, after that, from the center, we will divide the circle into 12 equal half. That's nothing but 360 degree divided by 12 is equal to 30 degree. Means each part is equal to 30 degree. So we will draw another diameter here. After that, from this we will mark 30 degree with the help of the protractor. Suppose here we are placing the protractor like this. We will mark 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 already is there, 120, 150 and 180. Simply we will extend this line. We will join from here to here with the help of this scale, and we will extend this one here. Second, with the help of this scale we will use, and we will draw another line here. Now the next, from 150 degree we will join the line here, and from here this is nothing but 150. So like this, we have divided the circle into 12 equal halves. Now we have to give the text like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So the starting point of the curve is P. Now, after dividing the circle, we have to divide the angular distance into 12 equal half. So here, how to divide the angular distance PQ into 12 equal half? Whatever the angle 100 degree is there, we have to divide 100 divided by 12. So here we will get 8.3. 8.3 degrees. So each part, we have to divide this 100 degree into 12 equal half. So each degree will be 8.3 degree. So now after that, from the center, with the help of the protractor, we have to mark the first division here, that is equal to 8.3, and we have to join. So angle here is 8.3 degree. 8.3 degree. Like that, we have to place the protractor like this, and we have to mark on each part. That's 8.3 plus 8.3. That's nothing but 6, 8, 8, 16. 16.6. So here the thing is, exactly 8.3 we cannot get on the protractor. So we will mark the point in between 8 and 9 degree. And after that, for the second part, we have 16.6 degree. So this one we can mark on the protractor on this curve in between 16 and 17 degree. For example, the second division will be from here, we will mark like this 8.3, and after that 16.6. That's nothing but in between 16 and 17. Simply we have to join to the center like this. Now for the third division, again we have to go for 8.3. That's nothing but 9, 4, 2, 24.9. So we can take approximately either 24 means we can take exactly 24.9 or 25 degree. So our third division will be exactly here at this point. Like this, add continuously 8.3 degree and you will get exactly the same point. So here after that we have to give the point. This is P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, and our Q is nothing but P12. So like this, we have to divide the angular distance into 12 equal halves. Now after that, we have to draw the arc. We have to extend this line also from here to here, like again 25. That is PQ, and from here 6 to 6 we have to extend some lines here up to 50 mm from Q. After that, we have to draw the arc from 1 to 11. From the directing circle, center of the directing circle, we have to draw the arc from, we have to start the arc from 1 and it should be passed from 11 and we have to join up to 0. This is our first arc from which we are starting from the 0 and the radius we are taking as 1. The distance from 0 to 1, we are drawing the arc which is passing from the point 11. Now second, again we have to take the center over the directing circle. We will take the radius as 2. We will draw the arc which is passing from the point to 10 and we have to draw the arc line. Second. Now the third one is from 3. Again from the same directing circle, center of the directing circle. We are taking the radius as 3 and we are drawing the arc passing from the point 9. Like that only, again we will take the center and we will continue for 4, 8. Again from the same 5, 7 and the final is 6. So here we got the arc. Now after that we have to extend this point up to the center. But here if you see that the center of the smaller circle arc is not here. So we have to draw the arc from the center of the rolling circle. Smaller circle that is. So for that we will take the center as a 0, center of the directing circle. We will take the center of the smaller roller, that is C0. We will draw the arc which is, and we will draw up to the angular distance. Now after that, we have to extend this point up to the center of the directing circle. So for that, we will extend this one from P1 to C. So here we will give the text like C0, C1. Like that, we will extend all this line up to the center. After that, we will give the text. And now, this is our C0, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, C12. All these 12 points are center points because we are changing. When the smaller roller rolls, the center of the directing circle also changes from one point to another point. So now after this, after the completion of this point, center, and we are marking the center also, now we have to draw the arc. You have to cut the arc by taking the radius as 25 mm of the smaller roller, and you have to cut the arcs on the another arc. So here, now I am taking the radius center from C1 to P1. The radius of C1 to P1 is equal to 25 mm. So we will take the center as a C1. We will cut the arc on the point on the arc 1. So when I am taking the center, it will be cut the arc on the 1 only, which is passing from the point 11. So this is my point P1 from the center C1 with the radius of 25 mm. I am cutting the arc there. Now the second one is C2. With the help of the C2, P2. The radius is from C2 to P2 is same as usual 25 mm only. Now we have to cut the arc. You have to cut the arc by maintaining the radius 25 mm. We have to cut the second arc. Now from C2 to second arc, which is passing from the 10, we have to cut the arc there. It will be approximately, it will come here. This is my point P2. Like that only we have to continue. For the third center point, I am taking the radius from C3 to P3 as 25 mm. But instead of the center, I have to cut the point. I have to cut the arc on the arc which is starting from the 3 and passing from the point 9. So from 3 to this one, it will become approximately here. This is my point P3. Now PC4, same as usual, approximately here. 5, 5, 6 exactly on the peak of the circle. From 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11 will be approximately here, and 12 will be exactly on the point P12. So here we have to give the point P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, here P12. Now rub these points. To avoid confusion, we are rubbing this one. Erase it. Now we got all the points. Now simply with the free hand, we have to join from P2 P1, P1 to P2, P2 to P3, P3 to P4, P4 to P5, P5 to P6, P6 to P7, P8, P9, P10, P11 and P12. In a single stroke we have to draw this one, and hence we got a epicycloidal curve here. So this is our epicycloid. Now after this we have to draw a normal and a tangent to the epicycloid at a point 135 mm from the directed circle. So at a point 135 mm from the directed circle, we have to draw the normal and tangent. Now to draw the normal and tangent, we will take the radius from the directed circle, radius for tangent, and then normal is equal to 135 from the directed circle. So from O, I will draw a line. I will draw another line from this one, whose radius R is equal to 135 mm approximately. Suppose here. Now what I will do means, I will draw the arc up to here, and wherever this arc cut the epicycloid, that point becomes M for me. There is nothing but the point where I have to draw a normal and a tangent on that epicycloid curve. So I have marked this point as a M. Now from the point M, I will cut the arc on the center of the smaller roller by maintaining the radius 25. Now from M, with the help of the compass, this is my center and the radius will be 25 mm, and I will cut the arc on the center of the smaller hole. Now this is the point N. Now I will join this line to the center of the directing circle. This point is my starting of the normal. This point is nothing but my starting of the normal. I will join the point N to M and I will extend to some extent. This becomes my normal. N dash is nothing but normal. Now, a perpendicular line to this normal is nothing but the tangent. So, exactly at 90 degree, I have to draw a line perpendicular to this normal, that is nothing but our tangent, T dash. Hence, in this way, we will get a epicycloidal curve, and at the same time we can able to draw normal and tangent in this way. So hence we have completed the epicycloidal diagram. By this we have completed our sheet number